Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Salesforce Pacers Gaming podcast. Remember, Salesforce is our partner with this podcast. Links in the description down below if you want to go check them out. I've got all the guys here: Bobby, Swizzerk, Jomar, Wolf, Bohio, and Nate Call. By the way, it's Bobby Buckets. I read everyone else's full name, but for some reason I always just say Bobby.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. We're here to talk about 2K21 again because a bunch of new stuff dropped yesterday, between like yesterday and today. So we're going to look through and get the guys' input. And let's start with this. And it's all current gen. As far as I think, and Mike confirmed in one of his tweets that everything he's answering and responding to is current gen focused, but a lot of it carries over. So he said like a lot of this stuff is, you know, it works for both. Like if Pogo Stick's been nerfed, it's nerfed in both games, etc. Yeah. So to start with, this article on the left that 2K released on their website is actually written also by Mike Wang. So, and if you guys don't know Mike Wang, which who doesn't, he's a gameplay director for NBA 2K, which I just read right there on his Twitter profile.
All
right, guys. We just said it, but I don't think it's in the recording yet. The demo comes out on August 24th for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. And the game itself, the current gen game itself, drops September 4th, which we already knew. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia. Or is it Stadia? I don't even remember. And PC. So it'll be out everywhere September 4th, but the demo just on Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. So to start with, we're just going to go through some of these bullet points. So he talks about Dame time, which we just saw some of that, I think, the other night.
And last night. Oh, my
last
goodness.
night.
Oh, my goodness.
They punched their ticket, didn't they?
Yep. Oh, not yet. They got the 8th seed. They got to win one more game. They got to win the play-in.
You might as well consider that the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, the same thing if they're in the playoffs. If they win, they move on. If they lose, they're done, right? Just
That's
like
true.
everything else.
Is
it a single? What's the playing game? Is it a single game or is it a series?
It's so Portland has to win once. The Grizzlies have to win twice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they got the 8th seed. The 8th seed only has to win once. The 9th seed has to win twice.
Okay. So it's not quite like a out of 7 series or something like that.
No.
All right. So one of the things that they did was they talked to Damian Lillard a little bit, along with the community, I think. But I mean, as a cover athlete, they're just bringing up that they talked to him. I'm pretty sure. Some of his feedback is he wanted to be able to make an oversized point guard. So they've officially increased the max height for point guards to 6'8". What do you guys think about that?
It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine as long as like the attributes kind of, you know, they go down on it. If it's 6'8",
like it's relative. Yeah, it's relative to the height. Like
but
the height.
Yeah. And hold on, I think if you can make a 6'8" PG, I want to make Taco Fall, man. I want to make a 7'7" center, man.
X.
Taco Fall.
I feel like they're going to destroy or they're going to suck.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what I'm going to say about 6'8" PGs, get ready because it's about to be crazy. If they're good, it's about to go back to 2K17 when they were like OP.
Especially that Dame really wanted to be 6'8", bro. Imagine Dame being 6'8", he would be the GOAT.
Steph Curry, Dame Lillard being 6'8" from half court, yeah.
From the logo. And then he said, after compiling all the feedback, we came away with a great list of items we know the community wanted to see improved. For example, apparently long passes down court, sailing out of bounds, which we talked about in the last video. And then this part is the most interesting to me. I don't think you guys can see the highlight. I think you guys can, the players. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be in the recording. But they also have been working hard to come up with skill-based solutions that would be more fun and fair for everyone. I like the idea of skill-based solutions, and I think we'll see some of that throughout here. Talk about priding themselves being the most authentic basketball simulation on the market. In some ways, they're the only one. In my opinion. But like we mentioned in the last video, they face challenges striking the right balance between simulating real life and making a game that's fun and enjoyable for a wide range of fans, which we talked about. Like there's probably not a balance. It's probably more like you got to really separate them.
Yeah.
And he goes on to say that's where the debate on skill gap versus accessibility comes into play. The target we shoot for is to create a game that's easy to pick up and play for new users while providing enough of a skill gap for veterans like you guys to really showcase your talent. It said one way we set out to accomplish this is through building out a robust set of sliders and carefully mapping the appropriate settings to all the various modes. So whether it's your first time playing CPU in quick play, messing around with buddies in park, or battling in ante up or competitive pro-am matchups, there's a wide range of gameplay experiences and definitely something for everyone in 2K21. So there may be, that makes me wonder if it was already that way a little bit and it's more marketing, but this is kind of saying that there's sliders per mode.
That's what Nate said, yeah.
Yeah, but my thing, it's always been like that. Pro-Am has always been the most difficult mode to play on, and quick match, with your friends, picking up the sticks is usually easier. So you bring up that tweet, Spence, that what's his name? OG.
We'll call him OG.
Yeah, he says his Team Pro-Am on green or miss sliders, and Mike Wayne says Team Pro-Am will use competitive sliders. And I go on Twitter and I see everybody quoting it like, "Let's go, fine." Like, they've been using competitive sliders. The question is, did they scale them more than it's been in the past, where it's like it's really, really freaking competitive? That's the question, not whether they use competitive sliders or not. So, and I don't know if Mike Wayne has clarified the gap between the sliders of what's to come and what's already been. I think that's the question.
Sure. Is this something new, or has this already been there? And it's all just about this talking point, right?
Yeah.
The balance, the gameplay balance versus funifying the on-court experience.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think that this one is, you can talk about it, but we won't know until we see it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if they actually like Nate said, like if they're just emphasizing it more, where like Team Pro-Am is going to be a huge different than the rec or something like that. Because right now, I like you said, I think it is different, but I don't think you can't feel a huge difference.
Right.
Like,
yes.
It's a little,
yes.
But like, if they make it where it's like kind of like in the tweet, like green or miss in the Pro-Am, but rec, like that's going to be a big change.
That's a huge change. Yeah. That's what I'm excited about. Like, man, if they make Pro-Am like ultra competitive, like Bobby's saying, like, oh man, I mean, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
like, you're gonna really be able to tell the difference.
I also hope that they're clear with it, like that they label what the differences are between the modes, and they say, here's what's tuned up or tuned down, and like they give it a name or something. I don't want it to just be like ambiguous.
That's a good point.
Oh, you're playing Pro-Am. This is just the way it is.
It's harder.
There's nothing that says, here's the bullet points.
What's harder?
It's green or miss.
Yeah.
Stamina's low, all that kind of stuff. Like, this doesn't apply.
Yeah. Right.
I hope that something like that exists within the game.
That's a good point.
So that's all. I mean, that stuff is kind of like, it could be marketing, could be real. We don't know. We'll have to see. This stuff we're getting into when it comes to mechanics, this is different. Let's talk Pro Stick, all right? So it's been in 2K for a while, mostly gone unchanged. 2K21, they said, see it as a big opportunity to freshen up the game on the offensive end. In past games, you could hold the Pro Stick in any direction to take a jump shot, which was limiting us from utilizing the right stick as a fully featured dribble stick. So this year, we're making pretty significant changes to how Pro Stick works. All right, in a nutshell, you hold it down, and that's a jump shot. Hold the right stick left or right. You got escape dribble moves. Right stick up, signature size ups. Tap the right stick, which I'm not sure if that's press. Do you guys? How do you read into that? What do you think?
I think
tap
it'll.
is?
I'm assuming like a flick up.
Like a
flick or a flick. Like even if you flick down, maybe you can still like do like a pullback.
Right. Yeah.
Because I can't imagine if you can't press it if you have takeovers, right?
Yeah, it won't be pressed.
Assuming takeover or something like that's in the game, you can't click it.
Yeah, I think it's a flick.
I think it's like
So maybe it's a flick on the right stick as a quick 1-to-1 dribble move, and maybe same thing, a flick on the right stick with sprint held, quick momentum dribble moves.
Yeah.
Bo, how do you feel about this? Is this different?
The signature sizes are back. The last one, the quick momentum dribble moves, that's what they have now, which is like when you hold R2, you could do momentum dribble moves with the right stick when you tap it.
Yeah.
So that they have that now, but I'm glad signature size-ups are back for sure because they wasn't in this game.
So he says, with this change, we've been able to greatly expand the dribble move arsenal and give you access to more moves and more intuitive, in a more intuitive control scheme. After a game or two, it'll feel second nature, and you'll be breaking ankles in no time. Right, Jomar, you'll be breaking some ankles.
Hey,
no
man.
chance. No chance.
I'm not a dribble guy, but I'm hoping it's glitchy, man. It's no behind the back spamming the behind the back like this 2K20
Yeah, that
was.
was bad, bro.
I'm hoping it's just a little bit more free flow. Like everybody got their own, style.
Move,
Not like behind the back and then I'm gone, and then behind the back again, and then I'm gone.
And then one more time.
And then
Just in case.
let's throw it in again, just again.
Yeah, just in case.
PNR, baby. Street moves have been moved to the tap of a left trigger as well, so you won't be firing them off by accident when you're trying to break down defenders in the park. And for the NBA size-ups, we've added several new signatures. Is this what you're talking about? Signature size-ups?
Yeah.
Like Harden's around the leg dribble, a new version of Kobe's dance.
Yeah, Kemba and Curry, all that.
Yeah, all of them, yeah.
Looks like Nate Robinson came in for some motion capture. You can also perform size-up dribbles on the move by holding the pro stick up and using the left stick to move your player in any direction. Altogether, you can choose from a list of 14 park and 36 unique NBA size-ups. Says, this is marketing. When you factor in all the one-to-one size-up packages and new customizable escape dribbles, there's really no limit to the types of combos you can pull off, but I'm sure there's a limit to how many meta combos
exactly
we will find.
Exactly.
So this is interesting. We didn't see this in the trailer. We got a little green here, so this is what the green bar.
Yeah, I guess that confirms
like.
that there are greens in the game.
Confirms that the white flash is probably not the green, right?
Right.
That we saw before.
Yep.
Yeah, or I think something Mike Wayne tweeted. He said like something about like if in like a normal quick match or something like, or in general, I think like you have to turn on like to make it show green. Like it doesn't naturally show green or something like that. So maybe that could have been it. Like the setting wasn't on.
Yeah. I saw him say something against like CPU, which has been playing against CPU.
Exactly.
So it's possible. Let's get into shooting. So dribble moves weren't the only thing that benefited from the Pro Stick upgrade. This section here reminds me of what I was talking about when I was joking with you guys about aiming.
You were.
Yeah.
So jump shooting and finishing at the rim, which finishing at the rim will be interesting. Because that's probably something you guys will utilize more often than the jump shot side, depending on how, now I'm curious how the league is going to be, right? Like, will you be locked into, well, you guys have to shoot with a stick next year, But regardless, let's get into what it is. They wanted to make scoring the basketball a skill, both from the perimeter and at the rim. So they prototyped a number of shooting mechanics for this year's game, settled on an idea similar to 2K17, shot stick aiming. You guys remember that in 2K17?
Yeah.
Was it something you even
that was
used?
bad.
It was bad.
Say there wasn't much skill built into it back then. Didn't give the user any feedback. So they took what they learned from that being bad, I guess, and tried to create a better solution. So if you're shooting with the Pro Stick, the shot meter itself will actually change from a timing bar to a targeting system, which I was really hoping this next picture would show us that, but it doesn't.
But it doesn't. Yeah,
it's still just the normal timing bar.
I'm interested to see what that looks like. That's gonna be
definitely curious.
It's gonna be the key to see if people use it or not. For sure.
Yeah, I want to know how it plays out. Live. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in the moment, how's this thing gonna play out?
I think Bobby said something like a week ago or a couple days. It was like, in my opinion, it should be hard enough that not many people can do it like consistently. But if you do master it, you get an advantage over somebody else.
Yep. Yeah,
I think that's the way it's going.
That's what it's
hopefully.
Like.
Hopefully,
it shouldn't be something that like everybody can do at a high level.
And it also and also the opposite. It shouldn't be something where no one touches because it's too difficult. And then people are like, let's just shoot with X. It's gonna be like, you know what I mean? Let me just.
I could easily see going to that.
I could easily. I think it's leaning towards that. If I'm giving you my.
You know what I think, and they confirmed you can turn off the shot meter.
Right.
I feel like it should be X or this, and maybe this is like the bonus or something, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I
So
agree.
you can line this up. That's where you get a shot.
Yeah. So in the tweets, he actually said it's a bigger boost shooting with the pro stick,
Yeah.
and also, what he said was when you shoot with this pro stick, you have to know your timing like there's no meter. So it's like shooting with no meter, but now you're aiming. So it's an added element, but like 'cause now there's not a timing meter, it's the aiming, but you still have to time it right. So like it could either be too hard where everyone shoots to the X, but I think it's really good because you have either option.
Right.
If the boost is right, if you can master it, that's where you can be elite, and that's where the skill gap is.
If the boost is big enough, might have to try it. Cause
Oh, of course.
I'm
Yeah,
definitely
100%.
yeah, I'm trying
Definitely
it.
trying.
All right,
100%.
so this is gonna try to describe it, but it was hard for me to visualize from this. So of course we'll have to see when the demo comes out. But says instead of trying to stop the meter when you reach the perfect release window, you adjust the pro stick in real time to hit the ideal center aim point. The target window resizes dynamically based on player ability, shooting range, how well the shot is contested, and it can also shift to the left or right based on the shot's degree of difficulty. I love that sentence.
Yeah.
The sound of that is exactly what I think shooting should be to add skill. If you miss the target too far to the left or right, your shot will miss in that direction. That's kind of nice. And actually, that might be something that you end up, unless everyone can see it, it could be like a call out, right?
Yeah,
it's going right. It's going right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just like real basketball.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned above, with the new slider sets, even the slightest degree might be the difference between a make and an air ball on Hall of Fame. Well, it's quite a bit more forgiving on easier difficulties. And that's the way I think it should be, so that you have fun modes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think this shows that they're really making a difference in like the sliders and stuff, because like right now you can play on Hall of Fame, you can shoot in early and it'll still, it'll still hit the rim or like almost go in, like, or it goes in, compared to like now it's kind of saying, all right, if you shoot it bad, like it might airball or something like that, where there's no like correlation between a very late airballing as often as you think it should.
Right.
I would love to see the, it's almost like learning to shoot a basketball.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, you're not very good, and over time, you get better, and you can always pick up a basketball again. Like once you learn it, you're like, oh, I'm pretty decent now. And the more you practice, the better you get.
Yeah.
You can't really practice. I mean, all you have to practice now is jump shot timing, right? And we already know how many factors come into that when it comes to latency or changing your jump shot or
badges
like
too.
That. So
yeah.
Badges. Oh yeah. If you've got, and which is also confirmed, quick draw is out.
Right.
So depending on the speed and everything, but this will actually give you something more concrete, I think, to practice. And it just,
I'm excited about it. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's just going to be interesting to see how, like we said, how big the gap is between the aiming system and then just having the meter off shooting with X. I think that's the grits and the meat and potatoes.
That's the big question.
Anything with more skill, I'm for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also won't be penalized for using the entire shooting motion to find that sweet spot. In other words, you don't have to time your release when you're shooting with the pro stick, but if you want to take it to the next level and know your release, you can lock in your timing and aim by either centering the pro stick or by tapping one of the triggers when you reach the apex of your shot. The lock-in will be indicated by a brief flash on the shot meter. If you can time and aim well, give yourself the best chances of making a shot.
40%ers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Be a lot of smothered.
A lot of smothered grains.
All right. So that's interesting for that. He may have some more tweets on it.
It's good stuff.
Here's the layups, you guys.
Yeah.
So the aiming concept also applies to finishing layups, replicating the idea of having a good touch around the rim. As you're driving, you can still hold the pro stick in any direction to start a layup, but this year you'll want to quickly swing the stick to move the aiming tick to the center of the target. Aiming layups well can help overcome shot contests and help you finish through contact. So he says it's personally been hard for him to go back to the shot button after getting used to pro stick shooting. And because shooting with the stick offers a bit more complexity than just holding and releasing a button, it also carries greater risk reward, as it should. He says if you master shooting with the pro stick, you'll have a higher ceiling for getting greens and making tough shots. So that'll be interesting. He thinks it's going to be the shot method of choice for competitive 2K players. That's you guys. So he thinks you guys are going to switch to this type of pro stick shooting.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope. I like it. It seems like there's gonna be a skill gap for shooting and for like slashes. I know before, like, or like any build, really, you can just go hold X, and you can get it very late, or you can get it very early, and it goes in probably the same. So
it'll definitely be interesting. Always an option to disable it, he says. And then other than new shooting animations, which we don't care about, on the defensive end, he says you can expect a much stronger presence from bigs in the paint. Please.
Yeah.
And block targeting has been improved, so it will be easier to send weak shots back. And says he's loaded up more coverage for contact in the paint to slow down overpowered moves like the hop step.
Yeah. And then you got Giannis, so you remember the hop steps.
Well, that's different and quicker.
The motion styles basically looking like different pros, past and present.
Cool. That's cool though. It's cool. Different animations.
I'm definitely going Draymond on my defensive animations.
Thanks.
Badges. We all know about badges. So I guess they've kept the same type of system with badges, which I think it's better than it was before.
I like that. Yeah,
I thought it was really good at this.
I'm just mad they got Pogo in the game, so that's terrible.
Yeah, I think it's all about the casual and stuff. Yeah. You know, the casual needed, so it's like
they nerfed it, but that's
they said they nerfed it. I guess though, like if it's nerfed good enough, I think it's good for like, you know, if you made a defensive build, that's like your reward, and if you don't, like you can't you can't get the same amount of blocks on a non-defensive build as you can with the defensive build. I guess like I don't know. Hopefully it's nerfed good enough though.
Yeah, it was OP.
Yeah. They say they collected data, giving them a detailed breakdown of what badges people were equipping on certain build types and which ones that weren't being used much. So they've used that to help redesign and tune the badges for 2K21. He's saying that he thinks you'll find that more badges will have merit and fight for a spot in your badge loadout, giving you more effective tools. And they've removed quick draw and put release speed back into the jump shot creator. So it's not something you'll have to waste your badge points on. And the first tweet over there on the right is it's not gated behind some weird workout. Like you'll have a jump shot
finally, bro.
I told you, Bobby. You're good now. You're good now. You don't have to play my career now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the thing. The only thing I have to say about that is I don't know if they will or not, but I hope there's like with the speed, like it should be based off your 3-point rating and height and all that other stuff. But like I don't like.
I agree.
60 or 70 three ball compared to like a pure sharp that has 90 something. That I feel like your speed should be faster. So maybe
I agree.
Like certain 3-point ratings, you unlock like a certain speed for like jump shots. I think that would be cool.
That would definitely be cool.
And that's why they added quick draw in the first place, was because pure locks were shooting quick out the corner.
That's basically, if you do that though, that's basically quick draw.
That's what I'm saying. I think
it is, but it's different because if you create a pure sharp and you're trying to get badges, you don't have to go through the whole process of like
using it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I know that.
But for like pure lock, like you should be penalized for being the best you do in the game. You shouldn't be able to.
But he also said that. I mean, this is all.
Oh yeah, the 73 ball thing.
No, yeah, that if you have a low 53 ball, 63 ball, it'd be tough to hit. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm hoping that's true because previous years.
I mean, I'm hoping all this is true. You know, I mean,
if previous years is the same thing, like somebody found set 13, somebody found jump shot 38, and you can green with a 53 ball. So
and they're quick too. That was the other part of it.
Because I always think just real quick, like I hear every year that like the 50 and the 63 ball won't be able to hit.
And they
I feel like in Mike Wang's head, he means like like you won't be able to hit whites with it, blah blah. But if you can find a shot that can green consistently open for the way that we play our brand of basketball, like in a pro-am realm, then it can hit. Like you know what I mean? So it's like,
and he also doesn't like. I don't think he ever factors in like takeover and stuff.
Right,
like,
takeover.
Shot 38.
Yeah, there's so many. So
Dimer, floor general, like all that stuff. Like
he would have
the Gatorade boost and stuff.
Gatorade boost, all that. Boost,
shooting boost. For me to buy it, he would have to tweet, and I quote, "If your 3-point rating is under a 65, your shot, every shot in the game will be ungreenable, regardless. It can't green."
Nah,
but that's what he would. That's what he would have to for me to believe it going into the game. Like otherwise, if it's greenable, if a shot is greenable.
People going green.
And I'm making a 6-8 play lock, and I'm greening everything.
People will say,
I already know, bro.
People will say, figure it out. If you can green one shot, figure it out.
That's why I think they should. That's why I think they should do the speeds.
Yeah.
I don't know about how I feel about the speed.
As soon as somebody figures out, everybody figures
but
it.
But the same thing with 38 though. Like 38 with silver quick draws as fast as 98 with Hall of Fame. So like it'll be the same thing.
That's my point, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a 60-something, like, say you can't speed it up, say, unless you get it like a 65, say that's a threshold. Like, that means a pure lock would not, like, it's going to be slow. Like you don't shoot that. You better drive every time.
Yeah.
I think the reason, I agree. Maybe they should do that for, like, my players, but I don't want them to do that for, like, team NBA up and stuff like that, NBA, because that's kind of makes it bad.
Yeah, but at the same time, and team up and stuff, you're not shooting threes with a 63 ball anyway.
Fair enough.
All right, let's look through some of his tweets. Pogo stick not removed. Sorry, Wolf, but they say it's been nerfed. He says it's been nerfed.
Yeah, I don't know what nerf means.
It means like it's
No, I know what it means. I'm just saying for them, like, does it mean or what does it mean? You know,
like how much is it nerfed?
It's been nerfed.
Also, like people not talking about then, if Pogo's been nerfed, then if you don't have Pogo at all, it might be a tough season to have paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that means the meta may be like everybody having that center with Pogo. Yeah.
All right, all red center, bro. Lock in.
Yeah. So there's no. It's the same thing again. Like there's no what's the word? Like diversity, like there's not gonna be the poppers or whatever. You know what I mean? It's always every 2K. There's always one build that everybody finds, and that's the build everybody uses.
And it will continue to be like that for the next 20 2Ks.
Yeah,
until 2K40. It's just how it works.
But it can also change if they ever like completely unlock the like the pie charts and stuff. If you could like
maybe, but
then you can really get glitchy.
Well,
but real quick, Bobby. But then, like, if somebody makes a specific, like,
there'll always be copycats. There'll be copycats.
You know, like I feel like it's always gonna be like that.
Exactly. It's always like that. Beginning of the year, everyone's making their own builds. Everything's like new. Everyone has their own type of build. Like how was this?
Yeah, if someone makes the best one, everybody copies it.
And they see, no smoke, and you guys win a tournament or something, and they're like, oh well, what was Wolf on?
We need this.
Who's on? We need that, and then everyone goes to that.
Yeah.
And then that's just kind of how it works. No matter how, like, there's other builds that are probably better, but like people are like, oh no, but like they won with that. Like, all right, they're probably better.
You're sitting in your party chat and you're like, oh, but I want to be unique. No, use that build. You're using
that's a good one, Bobby. They might be even better builds, but
there is, they're always better builds, but they're like, but they won with that. I'm like, all right, they're buy a better player than you.
Yes, exactly. No, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I want to be able to post up, bro. That's all.
I kind of hope they have they unlock.
It's not gonna happen.
Like, I'm making Jokic.
Yeah.
No, I agree, Wolf. I think that'd be just fun in general. Like, like deeper pie chart, like to unlock it, and you can get really creative. But
because like I mean, when they first dropped 20 in the pie charts, everybody was like hella excited, like yo.
But
then again, like there's only like 10, like 12 pie charts.
Yeah.
A play lock, a pure lock, a sharp lock.
That's it. Yeah, that's only 3.
Like, like.
But you can like blend it like 40% finishing, 20% shooting, whatever. You know,
based off based off a leak. Someone said that. I don't know how true it is.
I did see that leak too.
But like it said that would be really good.
Yeah.
And then like your badges are based on your rating. Like
well they said
a 93 ball, you get Hall of Fame.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a 90 steal, you get Hall of Fame defensive. If you have 70 playmaking, you get gold badges or silver or whatever.
Yeah. Based off it said, it was like you got to get like 40% of your pie chart to get Hall of Fame badges. That was what the league said, but I mean,
yeah,
who knows?
That'd be dope.
We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully
we'll
they.
see.
I mean, shoot, 10 days. So
yeah.
It might be
hit him
for
with the
next gen.
25.
Hopefully
Yeah,
they like last year in the demo they have like the My Player Builder or something.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh yeah,
fun.
that's true. That's a good point because
That was really fun.
They said next gen my players gonna be completely different, so that could be
True.
for next gen.
It may be for
Yeah,
next
could-
gen.
yeah,
Yeah,
could-
Next gen could be like completely like
different.
Customized pie chart.
they said they're gonna be WNBA players or something. Like who knows?
Yeah.
Make
And he
a
did
woman
say,
pop player.
You know, all this that we're talking about is current gen, but over the next couple months, probably after the game releases,
Right.
we'll have
Yep.
more.
I'm about to make a
next-gen
6'10" Brittany Grimes straight up pure red center. The park lock.
Lock in, Wolf.
All right, Jomar, you want to post up, well, layups and
Not
such
happening.
with the pro stick, right? So you can, he says, let's say you're shooting a post fade by holding at 8 o'clock, the right stick. You then rotate quickly to 6 o'clock or wherever the ideal aim point is. It moves based on coverage. Then you can either keep holding there once you find it, or you can release or tap the trigger to time it. So it sounds like there's going to be some skill gap to post moves. And hopefully what that means is you're more in control over the make.
Yeah.
You know, on the defensive end, I don't know what, I mean, you're going to be able to hopefully contest, and supposedly they've upped the contest stuff.
Yeah,
I hope so. Both fades were super uncontestable this whole year, like really bad.
So I think that, I mean, I just want to see that the skill, and you know, I want you guys to feel like you're in more control, and also defensively, you're like, okay, he's shooting with right stick, and he actually hit that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
Yeah,
Wayne still has
exactly.
a response to my tweet about passing lanes. Tough scene.
Yeah, he's not responding either.
That's like
Yeah.
They're probably gonna be even worse.
Yeah, he's not trying to hear that right now.
I feel like
let's
with passing,
see.
it's like different every year. I feel like
100%.
You know, 17's different than 18.
I feel like the best passing lane was like 18. It was like good.
Yeah, I
balance.
think 18 was the best. I actually agree. I think 18 was the best passing
It's
lane.
like you
Had,
got
like,
Brillo, but then if you're not in the right spot, you're getting
Yeah.
dotted. You know?
Yeah.
Hold on. It says, what is shooting difference between a 99 dribble and a 70 dribble? He says there's a person in there. Take your average 3-point figures as a 70% and add about 20. What?
Honestly, though, to be honest, I feel like that's how it already is.
I
Just like
feel like it is.
The timing, like you just diamond, like right, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's hard to.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one thing I saw too. If you have your shot meter off and you use right stick to shoot, it just goes straight timing, like it is in 2K20.
Yeah,
I feel like meter on is gonna be the move.
It might
Yeah,
be
if you-
meter on right
stick,
stick.
if you want to use right
stick, stuff, that'd be dope.
yeah, if you want to use right stick, you gotta have your meter on.
I
There
feel like
was
you
a-
should, though.
There was a good I saw a good tweet and a good conversation between Splashy and Radiant. They were talking about the shooting with the stick and how like as a PG in this 2K you can like peekaboo and speed boot one way and shoot it, and you can do that while dribbling and then quickly tapping the square to shoot. It's gonna be like a slower like peekaboo or a slower response if you do it with the right stick. Yeah,
Hold it.
because you gotta hold it. So
Yeah.
imagine peekabooing after the move and then holding it. It's like maybe 1 second difference or whatever, and that second difference
Right,
is the
and it's,
Should
and
difference
it's a big deal.
between
Not-
contest and not contest.
Right.
I mean, you guys
Yeah.
don't know if Gibbons will even be in the game.
Yeah,
Right.
But
No,
and-
I know. Let's give
I
you an
wonder though,
example.
but shouldn't it technically be easier?
Yeah,
like because your hand's
already
already on
there.
the right stick. You're not moving it.
No,
to
but the
hit
release
X.
time of the X, just in general, like if you
It's
you
quicker,
pick
yeah,
up a
it's quicker.
controller, just clicking X is quicker than like flicking the stick to release a shot. It just is.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah.
quicker. I think
Like the peekaboo was flicking the right stick down and pressing square, like quickly, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Imagine
saying
flicking the right
shooting
stick down and now you gotta hold it down again. Like it's not the same. It's not the same
Yeah.
speed.
I'll say this. I think by January 1st, 2021, after next gen comes out, current gen's been out for 4 months, everybody in the world will be using X to shoot. It's
Heck no.
everybody in the
Nah,
planet.
I don't know.
It's going to be meta. It will be meta.
That's like saying last year people saying that the no meter off, like you know.
No, because I think that
If you
was,
get-
that was a simple.
It's a boost,
That was
it's
a
a
very
boost.
that was a very simple boost. I think that a mechanic change, you're gonna have to show me. You got to show me
That's
that
what I'm saying. But so it's either you hop on the train or you get left behind.
No, of course.
Yeah.
If it's better,
Like,
then I'm
you know, it's either sink or swim, boy. You better use that right stick.
I'm saying
better lock in. There it is.
The train is going to depart from using X.
Here's the question: what happens when the league announces it's right stick only shooting?
I don't think that happens.
Shoot, then you gotta shoot with the right stick.
Because I think if they I don't think that'll happen. Because right now you can use meter or don't use meter.
Yeah.
They didn't say.
But if it does happen, then you have to adjust. I'm saying I think meta will be X button shooting. That's my opinion. I think it'll be the X button.
And I'm saying if that's meta, but the league still announces it's right stick only for competitive play.
Then I'm gonna be using that right. Then I'm hopping on the train.
All off season.
I feel like people
all
are gonna.
Season.
It's gonna jump on the train.
It's kind of like now, like. And
I'm gonna still be a sniper.
People kind of clown you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's either you have to use the most competitive or most boost, whatever you want to call it, mechanic or.
I mean, nobody clowned the class guy who went to the finals against me on my team with the bar.
Yeah, and did he win?
No, because I'm a sniper, Wolf. I'm a sniper.
Right. Yeah, but you had no meter on, so you had a big advantage.
Yeah.
Wow, that's.
I guess I'm saying I don't know if I
how you feel.
Wow, so Jomar's win was fluke.
Yeah, no,
fluky.
Wolf, what I'm saying is I don't know if I buy the advantage yet. If I hop on there,
okay.
That's my point.
You're saying you're not buying.
No.
That it'll be a bigger boost, basically.
No, if it is, then I concede. Then
right. It's
right
I
stick.
Can't agree with that because
all day long.
There's always some great tweets coming out. 2K,
right. I'm a little skeptical.
About to be the best.
Not expensive.
Right.
So
I think
anybody.
I think it would just be interesting if that's tougher to shoot that way, which it should be. I mean, by the sound of it, and yet. If that was how you guys had to shoot, at least, let's just say this, at least everyone else that plays 2K would understand how you have to shoot, right? And especially if they can see the targeting or something like that, you see that on the screen, on the stream, because I feel that might be something where people are like, oh, I just use X, that's too hard. You know what I mean? Or I don't want to use that. I like playing more fun. I don't want to play like that.
Yeah, it'll give more validity to the competitive players because
hopefully, and the competitive shooters, right?
Right.
They call it the best right sticker or whatever.
Listen, bro. Let me
not say something like that.
Facts.
Mike says the goal is for you to have to be at least in the mid to high 70s to be a decent threat. If people are consistently hitting at 51, I'll make a hot fix. So supposedly,
that's what I would have. Spence, that's where I would have liked him to use the language of if people are consistently greening. I think because I don't think people consistently hit at a 51, but can they consistently?
It's just if you think about it, there's never somebody with a 51 3-ball that's shooting threes. It's always higher, bro.
Right.
There's always boost. There's always dimer. There's always floor general. There's always takeover going up. So next thing you know, a 51 3-ball is sitting at a 65.
Right, and it's meta, and it's you gotta have that.
So
he says if you don't
and super quick. Also, where you are on the floor. In the corner compared to at the top of the key compared to limitless, that's
and the badges too.
And badges, there's so many freaking variables.
Okay, Spence, I didn't understand this tweet at all. If you don't put anything into your shooting attributes, it would be a struggle.
That's a pure luck, bro.
Yeah, but pure luck, you still gotta match your 3 as much as you can on the pie chart.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you saying.
You know what I'm saying? If you have a 25-3. Right now, you can't make a shot, so I don't get
the only people who don't play anything in shooting is centers, inside centers.
That's saying it won't be 19, where you could literally bring out a pure rim with 33 ball and just green with set shot 30 or set shot 13 or whatever.
I guess that's what I guess.
I guess that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Look at this guy. I mean, stuff.
I'm a big Mike Wang fan. I'm not gonna lie. I really like.
I actually do.
I like Mike Wang. He's a cool dude.
When you shoot with the pro stick, the meter only shows the ideal aiming point, which we know.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So, yeah, so you have to.
That gives you something to mentally think about. Like, it's definitely not anything to do with timing. It's all just this little aiming.
Like aiming,
system, right? Which we haven't got a chance to see the actual.
And probably like the time you have to aim goes shorter or longer depending on how open or contested your shot is or whatever.
Yeah, and it says you got to know the timing, like your shot meters off. So you got to time it and aim it. Yeah.
This right here is the glitch. The next year, my player builds, badges, and takeovers.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's tough. That's a whole new game.
Nah, but the trash part is aren't the same current gens, so the saves are not compatible.
Right.
So they're gonna,
obviously, because
empty that wallet, boy.
It makes sense now that why you can't translate is because it's a whole new game, basically.
Yeah.
I better get a refund for my VC though.
VC transfers.
You still on my team.
But if I make a player and I drop $50 on them, and
you ain't getting it. You ain't getting it.
You're not getting it.
I'm gonna get that refund.
Play that park for 2 months. Like
stage. I'm in the stage all day.
That's
stage.
Low key. That's a glitch.
Go to stage.
Shooting with the right stick. Lock in.
I'm gonna make my return back to the stage, bro. I'll be locking.
When next gen comes out, right stick.
We should go
hey guys! Did you see this one?
That's what I'm gonna do.
Which one gets a bigger boost? Meter using Pro Stick?
Yeah.
Or meter off? Pro Stick.
Yeah.
So
that's what I said.
Confirmed.
Meter on is gonna be the wave.
Yeah.
Meter on Pro Stick.
Meter on Pro Stick.
Oh yeah.
Because it's the same timing as meter off, but then you gotta aim it compared to just timing out.
That might be. Believe it or not, it might be easier.
No, it's not easier, bro.
How would it be easier?
Because you have a meter to look at.
To aim, but you still have to time.
But you don't have to. You have to aim though. When you release it, you don't have to aim.
You essentially you have to do two things.
Yeah, compared to just timing.
To just timing. But again, I still stand by my statement.
January 1st, 2021.
January 1st, 2021.
Ace lock right with the square.
I think I'm going to use the stick if I see it. Like if I see that's meta, and if I'm shooting around and I'm very confident shooter, I'll be able to feel like what is going to be like better, like in game and stuff. We'll play games like everybody.
If you're shooting with no meter and you're like green, you're like a sniper. Are you willing to change?
Yeah,
you're already a sniper.
I'm doing whatever the meta is. I'm one of the whatever. If meta is stick aiming, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
I'm predicting though that's not going to be the meta. Record me in the camera. That won't be the
meta. He also talks about intimidator badge being tuned back. He mentioned
I mean, like missing open layups because the dude just standing there is kind of trash. So
it definitely is.
Yeah, I like that.
There was a video like a dude like doing like animations while the other guy was you guys said the layup is like.
I saw that too. That was
He's missing.
That shit was hilarious.
Most of this is confirming.
Yeah.
Shot meter off, boost, yes.
I like that. Go down.
Yo. What?
I like right there. He says the first shot that gets taken by Layla, red shot contest, and guess what? It goes in.
This like listening to feedback.
This is just pissed. He's like, the trailer's impactful, bro. Come on now. Ain't nobody trying to stay in there. And he's saying the air ball though. That means heavies are air balls.
Right.
Is that glue?
That's also D-Lil.
I mean,
is that glue?
Did we not see Damian Lillard yesterday?
Right. Yeah.
Test doesn't matter.
Not for D-Lil. He gets a pass.
He aimed it perfect, bro, with the pro.
Yeah, he aimed it.
Yeah.
He's the greatest shooting point guard in the history of our league.
Question.
On that note, you gotta mute Nate Koff.
Hold on. We're getting
That's
spicy.
A buzzer and mute. Come on.
We're getting spicy. He's a better.
What's that show like? Where around the horn?
Around the horn, yeah.
Like Nate goes gray. We can't hear him for like 10 seconds.
Minus 5 points. Mute.
Yeah, minus 5 points. He's all grayed out, and he can't talk.
I can take it.
There's probably a reason that in that trailer when he shot, we didn't see the ball actually go in till the very end.
That's what Baluba said was the air ball.
Baluba.
Come on.
You call him Baluba or Mike Wang? Well, I feel like you're a Baluba guy.
Oh yeah, I'm a Baluba guy.
Baluba.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That pretty much covers everything in that article and everything that he's tweeted so far. I think we brought up a couple things you all have seen out there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe some potential other leaks and such. I don't know. What are you guys looking forward to the most in the
Shot
next
meter
game?
for me.
The shot stick.
Yeah, the shot. Or the shot. The whole
Pro stick, the whole thing.
Finishing,
With
all that pro stick,
the dribbling, the whole pro
That'll be
stick. The whole
the
A lot of
pro
right stick
stick.
action.
Pro stick, yep. That right stick.
I'm
Slashing,
looking forward
post
to the
moves.
defensive animation.
That and build.
Defensive animation could be fun.
if it's
too.
Looking forward to playing Jomar and my team.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
that is easy. Easy catch.
That's bait. That's bait. I'm not touching my team.
All I know, boys,
You tripping, you tripping.
if you
bait.
meet me in pro-am, don't leave that corner. You know better than that.
I got a question real quick.
Hopefully people can't play the sweet spot and just press square.
Facts.
Question real quick. If you get contested for a 50% three, right?
Right.
But you time it right with the right stick and you target it right.
It's
Right.
going
Goes
in,
in.
bro.
Do
It's
you
going in.
believe it should go
No.
in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I do
Yeah.
But it should
If
be
you do-
hard.
The
It should be
aim-
hard.
No. The aim should be really hard. But if you do it perfect, you time
yes.
it right.
Perfect release, Bo.
No,
Yes.
because
It's
Bobby,
50%.
But I said
Bobby.
50%.
But Bobby,
You can't green a
Bobby,
50 in this game.
No, because the aim.
So you can't dream of a 50?
And not in this game.
It should be
Yes, you
super
can.
difficult,
You
bro.
mean?
Not a
It
50.
What
should
you mean
be-
that like
it-
a 80?
I've seen people grade 80.
Whoever. Okay. Here. Whoever is like the best human being mechanical shooter in the world probably should hit it 2 out of 10 times.
That's
Whoever the
fine.
best human being
No,
in the
that-
world is at
that's-
that should be the
Well,
limit.
Like,
That's
I don't
okay.
think
The question is
50%
that
is
if
that
he hits
much.
it though, it should
It's
be going in.
not.
It should go in.
I don't
I
think
think
50
2
is
out,
that
2
much.
out of
I
10
think-
times.
I think
Yeah,
50% should
but
go
if
in
he hits it, it goes in.
4 or 5 out of 10 if you time it perfect.
If you're
you do it
that
perfect.
elite, yeah.
If you're that elite.
And you have a
It
high
should be
shooting.
super difficult, bro, and it should be harder if like the defender has badges and high,
Yeah,
that's
it should
all.
depend on your shooting
players in-
ratings.
There's players in
If
the
it's
NBA
99
that hit
pure
tougher
sharp-
shots than others. It's just how
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Based on your build. I
And
think based on your build.
if I have a
based on
99
contest-
3-pointer and I'm
Can't.
if I have 70% contested, I time it perfect, I think better go in.
Yeah, it should.
Ooh.
Something like it should be
But-
hard.
But like, it should be very hard. Yeah,
It should be,
it should be
you should
hard.
be able to. Yeah.
It should be like a
It should be
0.1
like a-
second that you gotta
yeah.
time it. If it's not, it's done. Like
Yeah,
something
exactly.
actually
Remember though, when you're competitive, if something is very hard,
We're talking about greening it though, not like
Oh, yeah,
writing
exactly.
it.
That's the
and
problem.
If it's white, it should never go in.
It's
Yeah,
why it
that's the-
shouldn't go in. Yes.
Yeah,
but I'm saying you got to understand our mindset as a 2K community. We think if something is very, very difficult to do, we should be good enough to where we can do it a lot of the times. So like that means that 50% contest.
there's
I'm
levels,
telling you,
there's
that's
levels.
our mindset. So if we're playing no smoke and we see Reed, greening 50% consistently, that's going to be a standard. Like that, we're going to be like, damn.
Nah, but like
Everyone
I'm
should be able to
talking
do it.
about more like a pure sharp build, not like a
Okay.
Yeah.
not like a
Okay.
point guard.
And I think that makes a skill gap too, though. That means you're like, damn, like he's really good. Like he can do that.
That's what I'm
If
saying,
not,
there's,
if
like,
not
levels,
everyone's
you know?
doing it. Compared to like right now, it's like you shoot a slightly late 80% and it goes in. And you can't respect that. You're like, well, anyone can shoot a contested. And
Right now,
slightly
it's
late.
it's
RNG.
Nations,
Yeah.
RNG.
But
You limit that by
If they're greening it, I'm like, he's a dog.
Right? Yeah, he's
Oh,
different.
and,
Like
and then the community should be like, well, that's elite. He's like when people see
Yeah,
Dame, they're like, that's Dame. I mean, there's not much.
They see me shooting pockets with the right stick.
All right.
I'm in the paint with the right stick, bro, with the layup, bro. I'm locked in.
Back to you, Spencer, on that note.
What's going to be interesting there is like when guys are loading up on pure sharp and other people are like, that's a crutch, right? Because if you're not a pure sharp, if you're like a sharp slasher or something like that, but you shoot just as well
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
super good at timing it as somebody who's a pure sharp, who's they're worse at timing it, but they have a crutch with the
Yeah.
ratings and the badges and
Yeah.
all that, like that'll be interesting how that plays out. Like you could have point
Sure.
guards or shooting guards that are or whomever that's not pure sharps. Like let's say I always think about the league in the league that like shoot just as well
Yeah.
percentage wise as like the pure sharp on the other team,
Yeah.
but they're less limited, right? Because they can they're a second ball handler or whatever. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how the skill gap pans out with all this right stick shooting and how the mechanics really work, and if they've really tuned something correctly here, we're gonna find out. I think it's exciting that it even exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
sure.
the thing.
Agreed.
Whether it works or not, it's exciting that it exists and that
And
they
they're
are
trying to make a
working on
skill
it.
gap. Yeah.
And they're trying to build that skill gap, and they understand that there is a balance to be had here. So they're looking for solutions. And I understand from their side they've got there's an infinite number of possible solutions, right? And every decision you make is going to make someone happy and someone unhappy, no matter what you do.
Right.
And so it's tough. And being also in between games, I mean, this sounds like, so the right stick shooting is definitely confirmed for current gen. Be curious to see how everything pans out for next gen and what new things to the game that, next gen's going to bring. If anything, mechanically, sounds like builds, takeovers, things like that. But we'll see mechanically as well.
Yeah.
Movement, Jomar, defensive, animations. Another tweet that we didn't touch on, he did say that it sounds like bad contests are going to be
fouls. Shooting
fouls. There's going to be more fouls through bad contests, which I think is a tough one because
it's a really tough
you don't really control, right? It's a button press.
Can you control the animation you get? Can you control if your guy jumps high and gets the block, or jumps it gets a bad animation and then gets the foul, stuff?
I just think
you gotta aim the right stick. They should. You want to contest.
I was gonna say they should have something if you hold right trigger, it's more of an aggressive contest or something like that. If you don't hold it, it's more of.
It's a high risk, high reward, a block or a foul.
Yeah, in the paint, if you say you just if you can go straight up or you can lean in, because right now all PGs do. I mean, in 2K League they just pump fake. If you jump, no matter what, it's easy to get a foul. But if they made it where if you kind of go for the block, it's more likely to be a foul, or you can just kind of go straight up and just play for contest, and they should miss. There's still a higher chance they miss, but you're not going to get the block or something.
I think that's one spot that I think should be tuned are pump fakes.
Yeah.
Consecutive pump fakes.
Pump fakes,
I shouldn't see 4 pump fakes down low, right?
Yeah.
For a number of reasons. For 3 seconds, right? 3, 8, 5, whatever it is.
Yeah.
For 3 seconds, that should be something that stops it. And then I think each pump fake should be delayed. As you do more consecutive ones, it should be slower or something. Yeah.
What scares me about that, not the pump fakes, but what you said before is if people could learn how to manipulate fouls with contests, how they do in real life, which will be cool. How Dame does, how he gets 3 free throws every time because he knows how to manipulate it.
There was a 2K. I remember because I was glitchy on that. I think it was 12.
Yeah.
You can pump fake and then jab step into the opponent and then get a foul every single time. And I was glitchy. Foul. And that's it.
They did say
start doing it.
Yeah, they did say too in the article they're trying to they tried to fix block aiming. So maybe that's kind of where you can't just hope for the best. You kind of got to aim your block where if you get penalized if you don't aim it right, I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how that works. I also think I would like to see with pro stick shooting, you have the opportunity to make an and one.
Yeah.
Doesn't it just sort of disappear and it's all RNG from there?
Yeah. Sometimes, I think this year probably more than any, you don't really see greens.
Yeah, the bar
on fouls.
If you get some certain animations.
Yeah.
Like contact animations where the 2 players collide. But if you get a long athlete layup and he grazes you and then it's an and one, that's different. But usually if you get the contact animation, you can't get a chance to green. It's just a foul.
Yeah, and you just throw it up, and sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, it's some weird shit.
It's like you got sniped.
All right, guys, that's it. More 2K21 information dropping every single day, it looks like. Once again, this is the Pacers Gaming Podcast presented by Salesforce. Link in the description if you want to go check them out. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Getting up real early in the morning. It's 2:00 in the afternoon now. I'm sure some of you set 3 alarms just to wake up.
No names, Jomar.
No names.
Swizz, Bo.
Whoa, I was up.
Man, I woke up at 9, bro.
Definitely a Bo.
I saw my phone and I saw no messages.
I'm gonna need.
I'm literally Bo's alarm.
Hey, y'all gotta get that.
I'm Jomar's alarm, bro.
Hey, y'all gotta get that sleep schedule right in the off season. You gotta get it right.
That's not gonna happen.
Mine's gonna be worse. Mine's gonna go worse.
Yeah,
mine's gonna go bad.
2K will come out. Yeah,
I'm up late.
I remember every time 2K dropped, bro, I'm like, Going to bed like at
You don't go to
9
bed till
a.m.
like
It's
6,
bad,
8, 7
bro.
a.m.
That's why you got to go on the West Coast, man.
I'm going to bed when the
The
sun
West
comes
Coast
up.
is definitely it.
Yeah, I used to go to sleep like at 2, 3 playing Prime and go wake up at 1. Like that's normal.
Nah, see, I'd be in college. I'd be like midnight, and like, so I'm on the West Coast. All my East Coast.
You're different though.
All my East Coast teammates. I'm like, man, I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to get off. They're like, no, stay on. It's only 12 there. It's 3 here. Like, come on. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'm not
going to bed.
Not
Midnight bedtime. Good night.
Not doing it.
10.
10 for Spencer.
I'll be up
And
till 5 a.m.
Spence, you got a kid. All right, you got a kid. You got
do.
Swizz his time till 5 a.m.
You know what? If it wasn't for him, I'd be in bed around 8:30 or 9.
Oh, he go to bed even earlier. I like
I
this.
gotta feed the baby at 10, and then we go to bed.
I like that.
Swizz, you got a kid too, right?
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
And this is the end of this podcast.
All right, Bo, you look frozen or blurry, one or the other. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Wait, before you go, who is the best?
I'm the best Fall Guy player. Don't even no questions. I already have 8 wins.
That's not the question.
What'd you say,
8?
Fall Guy?
Yeah.
Fall Guys? No, that wasn't the question.